Hello everybody. I have one last order to share with you from this year's summer sale. I placed a second order online with Bogart's Jewelers and all of these items were 50% off, and they do include some newer released charms like this one right here. This one is called the Mickey and Minnie Crescent Moon or Blue Moon, and I think like a lot of people, we were really looking at this charm because it's so different. Pandora used some bioresin man-made mother of pearl pieces in the shape of a moon, and then they cut out a star pattern. So first I want to take a look at Minnie and Mickey, and it looks like they're embracing. They have their arms wrapped around each other. You can see the details of the little bow on Minnie's on top of her head there. You've got the eyes. It is in 14 karat gold plating, and there is no enamel, so it is a little bit abstract and harder to see when the charm's at a distance like this. You can tell that it's two characters. You can probably make it out that it's Mickey and Minnie, but a lot of the details of the charm doesn't necessarily stand out unless you look up close. And then you've got the crescent moon, and it has that beaded detail in gold wrapped around that nice matte dark blue finish of that bioresin. I find that really weird to say bioresin when you're talking about a charm. But it's a really pretty detail. And another pretty detail is the little star that dangles and that deep blue crystal right in the middle, or maybe that's a CZ. And then you've got the cutouts that kind of match that dangle on either side. And then the back of this charm, let's take a look at the back here. You've got more of that bioresin mother of pearl, and then you can see how it just kind of goes through the bracelet opening like that on either side. So a lot of the details on the front of the charm, because of course that has Mickey and Minnie. Now to go along with that charm, I thought it would be nice to pick up this two-tone gold-plated spinning moon dangle. And it has that identical shade of blue. And this one's a little bit more clear because it's not in gold plating, the Mickey and the Minnie Mouse. It looks like it's the exact same pose of them with their arms wrapped around each other, except now they're sitting on top of a crescent blue moon. And that blue moon is done in silver, and then you've got a little extra sparkle in blue enamel that kind of sparkles back at you. And this charm does spin that moon in the center, but first let's flip it over. And I think this is a nice little extra detail, is that it's not flat at the back. You still have Mickey and Minnie, and it's like it still has that nice profile of them. And it's not just like a flat image at the back. And I just want to show you how this charm does rotate, and it rotates in both directions. So that's a nice extra detail. Sometimes I don't, to be honest with you, notice the spinning charms. Like I don't find they move that much on my bracelet, but it's just nice knowing that it can. And here are the two charms side by side. So these are really nice companion charms. And then I picked up another charm that I thought would work well with these two. And that is the Mickey and Minnie Blue Murano. And as soon as I received this one, I was like, this Murano looks familiar. But before I expand on that, I just want to share some more of the details of this Murano. So a lot of the details are at the core, and here is the Minnie Mouse side, of course, with the bow. And you can see the little extra crystals inside. And then if I flip it over, you've got the Mickey Mouse ears on this side. But because it's like their silhouette, you only have the detail on the one side. So if you were to look at this Murano face on like this, you can't really tell that it's Mickey and Minnie on either side. And then as I rotate it, because the charm's gonna be top heavy like that, it's gonna spin down. And then it just looks like a regular Murano from the other side. There is some sparkle included, and it is a really pretty Murano. So I'm going to refer you to my Autumn 2014 collection book, and I'm just going to go to the Murano page. So 10 years ago, these are all of the Murano charms that we had available, and I'm just going to very quickly show you all of the Muranos. And it goes on for a few pages. And then we'll just kind of turn the page here. We're not quite at the Murano that this Mickey Mouse one reminds me of. These fascinating Muranos were just stunning for the time. And then we've got the fascinating Aventurescent. I have a hard time saying that one. That's not the one I was thinking about. But here is the one I was thinking about. There they have it up close. And if we go to the other page, you can see all the different color tones that it came in. And it was brand new, called the Midnight Effervescent Clear CZ Murano. And it was $50 at the time. So in 2014, this Murano was $50. Whereas this one here was $70. So a little bit of a price increase. Plus you have all that extra detail on the core and the fact that it is a Disney Murano. So that kind of automatically bumps the price. But here is the Midnight Effervescent Murano. And I think it's almost identical. Looking at these side by side, I think they're such a close match that if you have these ones in your collection, you almost have this one with the exception of the core detail. The only difference I'm kind of noticing is that this one here has the clear CZ and this one looks a little bit more like a light blue. But the base of these are so similar. So at first I was thinking that I would like to get multiples of this one, but I think I can get away with using these on the bracelet design and make good use of the others that I have in my collection. And if you're interested, here's a quick look at these three charms together. They also came out with Mickey Sorcerer at the same time, and there is a beautiful CZ dangle of Mickey Mouse profile, the head and the ears, and that one's really cute, but it sold out before I could snap that one up. The next items that I picked up are these heart clips. I believe they were just called the heart pattern clip, and they look like little puffy hearts in a row, and of course they offset each other. And I just think these are really nice clips. I think they're going to be versatile even though they're hearts. I think there's so many different bracelet designs that you can put these on. And these clips are also a nice size. Like they're not super petite, yet they're not overly large. I think they're just going to blend really well. I also wanted to get a fourth of the Shooting Star Murano. I really like this Murano a lot. So I'm happy to have 4 of these now in my collection. I don't see a ton of variation in this Murano. There's the core detail with that little CZ star, and of course you've got that shooting pattern going around. And it has that detail on both sides of the Murano. So I thought you might find it interesting seeing all 4 of these Muranos together. One thing to note about this Murano is because it uses the gold foil at the core, some of them are a little bit more obvious where the gold foil meets or where it starts and ends. So there is the line right there. But I think when it's on a bracelet, you don't notice that so much. And honestly, the camera probably makes it look worse than it is. But let me put all 4 of these Muranos on this rod and you can just get a sense of what they look like all together. And I honestly don't notice that much variation between these Muranos. 2 of them I picked out in store and 2 online. So here is probably the 2 that has the most obvious line in the foil. And these ones blend a little bit more. But size-wise, these are all a really good match. Maybe this one on the end's a little bit wider compared to this one, but so close. I don't really think that makes a difference. And maybe this one here is a little bit more brighter of a gold, but that could also be because it's a little bit more narrow. And then I forgot to mention that the glass itself is also grooved. It's kind of grooved in lines going all the way around. And I think that's nice. It just gives that little extra variation and makes it stand out from other Muranos. Another Murano that I really wanted to get a 4th of is this blue snowflake Murano. I find this one so pretty, and I knew eventually I'd want to get a 4th, so I thought I might as well do it while it's 50% off. This one is just stunning, the one that I received. It has a nice little kind of sparkly ice look at the base, And the glass is textured. You can see that texture. But the core of this Murano is so pretty with the snowflake pattern going around. And then it's offset on the other side. There's the hallmark. And it's just such a beautiful Murano. So I do have a bracelet design that I put 3 of these on. And that's this bracelet right here. So this is a winter bracelet design, obviously, with the snowflakes. And I have little touches of rose gold on this one. I'm going to be increasing the rose gold. I just want a few more charms with rose gold on here. I'm not sure if I'm going to be adding this Murano to this bracelet design and have the 4, or I might use it in a different design because I think it combines in really well with this other darker blue Murano. And I want to call this one the Galaxy Murano with the stars at the core, but I think this darker blue and this light blue is a really nice combination as well. So not quite yet sure what I'm going to be doing with this one. Maybe I'll add it to my existing bracelet, maybe create a new bracelet design using these 2 together, but I will keep you posted. This next charm is a total impulse purchase. This is the skiing penguin that was just released, I believe, in winter 2023. And I just think he's adorable. And sometimes you just need these little touches of whimsy on a bracelet. And it just kind of, even that black color tone of enamel, it just kind of pops out a little bit, makes your bracelet fun and different. And of course it's for a winter bracelet design because this little penguin also has a CZ scarf flowing behind him. So let's take a look at him head on, and he looks really proud of himself as he's skiing along, and there's his little eyes. I like that they use black enamel on the eyes. And actually even below right there, do you see we have a little extra enamel below on that CZ scarf? And let's flip this charm over and I can show you the back of him. There's his scarf with some silver highlights along the edge. Lots of black enamel, of course, because he is a penguin. And then on the bottom of his skis, you have the Pandora and the hallmark. I think that's a nice little extra detail too that Pandora did. I just think this charm is so adorable. And here's his side profile on the one side and on the other. So he's going to be super fun adding him to a bracelet. I'm not sure which design I'm going to be adding him to, but he's a little bit narrow of a charm, so it'll be easy to kind of tuck him into a bracelet design. And the last item, Bogarts was kind enough to put it in a ring box. And here you can see that I picked up the Shimmer ring. And this ring is going to be so great for stacking, and it's going to be really versatile. So at 50% off, I couldn't resist this ring, and it was exactly the size that I was looking for. So this is my final order from Pandora's Summer Sale, my second order with Bogarts Jewelers. Leave me a comment below. Let me know your favorite item that I picked out in this order. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. Take care. Bye-bye.